everyone, and thank you so much for watching. You are tuned into the Vuyo Joboda show, coming to you live from New York City. New York City. I love saying that, and I, of course, enjoy saying it so much. So I say it with a little bit more enthusiasm because I just love New York City, and I know that you love it too. So you're saying it with me every time you say it on the show, right? Well, thank you so much, whether it's your day, afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are around the world. Thank you once again for tuning in. I am your darling Vuyo Joboda, and you are tuned into your favorite global podcast, of course, bringing you your daily dose of global goodness. I am so excited for, being able to come to you and serve you, some great and exciting things every single Monday to Friday. So I hope that you are ready to receive what we have in store for you today on the show. I'd love to remind you to get all the formalities in the way that you can follow us on social media. We are at _Vuyo Joboda show. You can also find us on the VN streaming platform on www.vnstreaming.com, or simply watch the show on the Enterprise Theatre on Roku on the VN Streaming TV channel, which is where you'll explore this episode and so many others where we get to unpack and diverge within global topics and global conversations, of course, with global guests. And I love doing this, of course, with you on the show. So please, I'd love to know what you think, your thoughts, your opinions. Stay engaged with us. We are also on we also have a YouTube channel, which you can, of course, find and check more of what we have to offer you. We have a website coming up soon, www.thevuyojobodashow.com, which will be launching very soon. So do make sure to check it out. You'll be learning more about the show and everything that we have in store for you coming in the future and in the year 2024. Now, we have a guest who I think is in our studio. So I'm going to double check and make sure she is before I introduce you to her. I know that you're going to love her so much. I love bringing you global guests on the show. And of course, she is a global guest. And live from New York City, she is coming and she's joining us. So let's see if she's in studio. It looks like she's here with us in studio. And yes, she is. Busie Matsiko,
Hello. Can you
everybody.
hear me?
I can hear
Sorry.
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. I was having problems with my phone when I tried to use it. I was like, you know what? I don't want interrupting calls coming in. So I was like, you know what? Let me move to my laptop.
Oh man. I mean, I was letting our audiences know that we have a very special guest joining us today. Global in her own right. Even next to your name, Busie, is the title Global Strategist. So you are in the right place, and they are in the right place for watching because they'll be getting a lot of global energy from you today, right?
Thank you. So kind, Vuyo. Thank you so much. It's an
Let's
honor
get
to be on
into
this show.
Let's get into it, right? You are coming to New York City and living in this very buzzy and very electric city. What does being a global icon, a global queen, being a global citizen mean to you?
Wow. Those are big words for me. I think for me, it's just without using all these titles and everything, it's just doing the best you can and following your passion. So where passion meets what you do the best you can in and be the best at it, that's for me brings
Yeah.
success or tries to, carve
Yeah.
and stuff for you.
And you've had such an interesting and exciting journey, and I've had the absolute honor of being able to marvel at your journey and learn more about it from a personal level. But to those watching and to those who are intrigued by you looking and watching you today and wondering, how has the journey been for Busie? You've gone from fashion to the media industry, and you serve on very highly esteemed boards. But share with us how the journey has been for you thus far, in crafting and building the brand that you have today.
Wow. It's been as you said, life is a journey, and I keep it real about stuff, right? It's all about just being authentic. And I mean, why I say authentic, being yourself, accepting I'm human, and sometimes circumstances have made me pivot into different roles. I started off in um, banking, and then and then I had a loss, and that's how my business was birthed, because it was a coping mechanism for me to grieve my dad's death after he passed on suddenly while I had been in college. So I became such a workaholic, and I've went into that creative space of mine, and as a result, that I found myself. I realized I had been an entrepreneur, but now that was what went viral, and opportunities just favor. I mean, I'm Christian, so I sometimes feel I've also been had favor. I've just been fortunate to have met amazing people in my life who have either mentored me or sponsored me, and that has leapfrogged me into different spheres, and also not forgetting where I came from.
Mm, mm.
I'm proud. I always say I'm Busie. I use an African name. I'm from Africa, and I don't shy away from that, even though it has had its challenges in the past. I remember doing my first application for a job here during a class. Someone in my class told me that for an internship, oh, no one will want to hire you with an African name. It's too long. And I was like, well, if someone doesn't want to hire me, I don't think I would want to work with that person. So
Yeah.
yeah, so people know Boosie's that person who's proud to be African, but at the same time, I work with others. I work with people regardless of race, and I like to learn from others. I like to listen and lean in and be present and find out what I can learn from people and make them feel special, because and then eventually they also make me feel special.
Yeah. And what I like about that is, as you embrace being African, but you also allow being a global citizen to enable you to work with people from all around the world, right? Which is really what I admire and I love so much.
Yeah, I am, because we are.
Yeah. Yeah,
No
yeah.
man is an island.
No man is, and for you, what do you think is the from the responsibilities and roles that you have currently now, and that you've actually had in the past? Which one would you say stands out to have been so impactful, both to you and to those who you serve? I mean, you do an incredible work, and we're gonna unpack some of the accolades that you have in a little bit. But if you were to think about the one thing that you've done or you continue to do that has had global impact, that's very close to your heart, which one would you say it is?
It's something that I never really talk much about, but actually my first job working at my dad's law practice as a teenager, that shaped me. It made me move from being an entitled kid to earning, learning how to earn, and not just expecting things to fall on your lap, you know. If and I learned to discipline, because when I went to the office, I was not the child. I was an employee. I was the receptionist this was during my school breaks, like the long break. So for me, that helped me form a discipline, but it also, my dad, my late father, he shaped me. He was my first mentor, he would caution me if I didn't do the right thing, and treated me like the other employees. I
Mm.
and I remember one time just leaving work and just going to walk around with my friends, and then he said, "I'm not paying you." I said, "Why is that so?" It's like, "I gave you a job and you have not completed the task, so why should I pay you?" You know? And there were many roles he continued that even when I came to the US, because I remember the first I got a waitressing job with my sister, and we were not getting tips, and I think we're getting paid below minimum wage or something of the sort. And so we quit together and was so proud of ourselves for quitting. And we
Yeah.
called him and said, "Hey, we quit." And he's like, "What? How do you quit a job without getting a new job? That is so disrespectful to your boss. Go and apologize." And we're like, "What?" So we went and we apologized and said, it's like, because you don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to burn bridges. So
Yeah.
we went. It was uncomfortable, to say the very least. And we went and apologized to the gentleman and said, "Hey," but he said, "You know what? I knew you guys wouldn't survive. It's not for you, but I'm so proud of you for getting the guts to come and apologize, you know?" And yeah, so that was, and then he also began to give us some words of wisdom. So that's one job that really shaped me.
I mean, what I'm getting is that the fundamentals and the foundation, right? Your dad was able to lay so strong that anything that came after that, and anything that you were then able to do fast forward, that has been an instrumental foundation for that, right? And that's so encouraging to hear and exciting to hear that that was the foundation that you had. Now, fast forwarding to starting entrepreneurship and starting a business based on that foundation, and that strong foundation that your dad was able to instill in you, what are some of the challenges that you experienced when you were an entrepreneur in your business, in your industry, that have really continued to build an even stronger foundation from that foundation that you had?
Dealing with the cutthroatness of people and expecting people to be honest sometimes has been sometimes a challenge, because remember, I also was raised in a place where I saw honesty. To me, my dad was an honest person, right? So for me, I felt that was a safety net in one way. And then my first internship here as well, I felt, remember, these are people pouring into you.
Mhm.
So they're like my first internship at Smith Barney, and my boss was also mentoring me, and I'm still in touch with him. And I remember being a no call, no show at my job just because. And he told me, "Busie, don't just be a no call, no show. You have to let us know you're not coming in." So I learned that from him, and learning now, being moving from that position to now being on the receiving end of that. So for me, it now taught me how to coach, how to be the leader, and also understand also what people are going through.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think people are just not showing up because um they just don't want to. What's the underlying cause? And I've learned to deal with that, and also learning uh situation like dealing with a continent. I've had instances where you're working with somebody and they go MIA. They can't tell you they're swamped with work or they can't complete a project. And rather than yelling at them, I rather have conversations and say, "You know what, if you cannot deliver on something, just give me a period of time. Say, you know what, I can't do it right now. I'm swamped. How about give me a week to complete it?" Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm doing it in 30 minutes. Oh, I'm doing it in an hour. I'm doing it in a day. I'm doing it." And that time comes, fast approaches, and you still haven't provided deliverables, right? So learning to have those candid conversations, which may be uncomfortable, but long term, you look at the long game versus just the shorts.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And what I think is even essential within that is that now understanding both ends of the stick and both sides of the coin, it makes you an even affectionate and impactful leader to a great extent. And you've expressed that a big part of your desire and goal now is to become a bridge between the African continent, and the West, which in both spheres of those two markets and industries, you've kind of proven to stand out within both. What does that bridge look like for you? What does a diaspora connecting with the continent and the continent with the diaspora look like to you? What does that ultimate goal and vision look like?
It starts with understanding the different cultures,
Mm.
or you might not even understand it totally. But, and you may never understand it, but learning to lead from a position of respect and compromise in some aspects. And sometimes, you don't, to win people over, you don't have to show that you know it all. Learn the person you're trying to work with, ask them what their aspirations are, what they're trying to accomplish, get to know them. And then you can always, when that trust is built, it's easier and trying to push for common goals and for to accomplish um, accomplish what is it called, the goals you've set, as well as achieve development. You
Yeah,
know, that's what I'm a firm believer of. So I don't underestimate the power of human relationships.
yeah,
It's powerful. Like, for instance, when you're dealing with a youth, I might be even fit to be someone's mother,
mm.
but I don't go in as a mother. I go in as, oh, this is my colleague. Let me learn from them. Oh, they could even know more about stuff than I do. And when I
Yeah.
go in and trying to making them shine, they pour into me and they are like, "What do you think? Do you agree with this?" And that's my opportunity to share my vision and my
Mm.
mission and
Yeah.
come up with something powerful and tangible, as opposed to going in with, "Hey, uh, things are not working. This and that. Um, this is how it's done in America. This is how New Yorkers do things." That's a recipe for disaster, sabotage, pure sabotage.
Yeah. So at the core, it's understanding that both sides of both markets are all humans at the end of the day. Whether you're in
Yes, and,
Africa,
and we
whether
both
you
have something to contribute.
yes, I like that. That's an
Let's
approach.
harness the best parts of us
Yeah. That's
and
that's
build
that's
something
an
stronger.
That's an interesting approach, and I think it's one that I would say people who are, for an example, in the continent might find that there's a barrier and being afraid to step into the West and or the diaspora. And the diaspora, um, uh, understanding that there's that barrier from the South, and then it's just like but at the core, we all humans, and as you said, we all have to
And we
we
want the
all
same
have
things,
something. Yeah,
ultimately. You want success. You want
yeah,
to accomplish stuff. You want to make money.
that's it. That's it. And so I'm really excited to seeing how you are continuing to embark on that particular goal. I know there are so many people who, when they come to New York, the first person they call is Busie. Whether from when they're coming to New York, that's the first point of contact. That there's the first person that. So that is evidence to the work that you're doing into bridging that, right? Into bridging that
And
gap.
Vuyo, what I also want to be specific, clear on, I'm not the only person who can be that conduit. There are
Yeah.
many others. The pie is big, and not only is the pie big, there are many pies,
Mm.
And sometimes we err in trying to monopolize that mythical individual.
I like
And
that.
why I say that, and that's why I think there's also a void, because we look to one individual to lead us in everything. And yet, there could be multiple leaders who could lead in different areas, and you just come together. And if all of us has a leader in us,
Mm.
self-leading, and how do we amplify that so that people can see someone. Vuyo is excellent when it comes to media. Karine is excellent when it comes to negotiating real estate contracts. Deborah is excellent at she's an excellent architect. So we have to start identifying and amplifying our talents in different areas and strengthening thereby we're strengthening an ecosystem
Mm.
as opposed to this person being the solution for everything.
You know, this is very powerful, and I hope that whoever's listening and watching this will grasp it in the capacity in which you're sharing it, Busie. I really do, because as I'm listening to it now, and it's making so much sense. And being on the side and having spent time in analyzing, and it's making a lot of sense. So if you're watching, make
Because
sure
think
to
about
make
it,
note
Vuyo.
of this. Mm-hmm.
You're good at what? So if I look at you as my competition and a threat, and then I don't bring you into different circles and vice versa, where you'll implode.
Mm.
It's self-sabotage. You can't operate in silos. How do we work
Mm.
together
Yeah.
to create a greater good
Mm. An
and development?
ecosystem.
An
Yeah,
ecosystem,
an
exactly.
ecosystem. I love that. And you shared some of these nuggets and some of these insights on a Forbes stage quite recently. I saw it on LinkedIn, and I was like mind blown by that experience. How was that experience? I know you've been on a lot of different stages, global stages, that is. But that one was the most recent. How was that experience for you?
It was a wonderful experience, but I say it's also, I believe it's the beginning of many more, and not only for myself, but for others, because it's important that our stories continue to be told from our perspective as well on global stages.
Yeah.
Because they say until a lion begins to tell its stories, the story of a hunter will be glorified. So we have lots of businesses on the continent that may be amazing businesses. We're seeing, but I won't say it was the beginning, right? Because we have seen many people also on other platforms. And the more we talk about our stories, the more the world will see us in certain lights, in a certain light, and will take us seriously, not just as a basket case, not just focusing on failed politicians,
Yeah.
but also on the opportunities that exist with the continent and for the continent. Seeing the continent as an equal trade partner, not seeing the continent as a recipient of aid, because the continent has in the past been sorry, the continent has been, we've seen the Congo situation in the Congo. The Congo
Mm.
has been supplying us with minerals since when? For many years, right?
Yeah.
Every phone we have, it has resources from the continent. But is it fair for, are we how is it translating into opportunity business opportunities with the continent? Because most times people look at us as, oh, we're always receiving aid, but we have scientists who have contributed to the success in the world. We have creatives who have contributed, and also people from the West can also go and invest in the continent. But we have to see us as equal partners, not the savior complex.
Yeah. 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 Wow, 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 wow. This is time for us to awaken. I think it's such a beautiful time to be to be in the world today. This, I think, it's a time filled with opportunity, time filled with um as far as your mind can take you is as far as you can go, right? So it's a beautiful time to be, and I think anyone who's watching this will really, I'm hoping, will get inspired to, from wherever they are around the world, that they will stand up, get up, and go and accomplish that particular goal. We've seen Busie do it, and we know that you too can do it as well. But Busie, you have something
Keep
coming up
dreaming,
this
keep
week. Keep
dreaming, keep
dreaming.
dreaming.
And you are going to be empowering so many people this coming weekend, and I want us to unpack and share about that, because everything that you've helped inspire us with today, I know is going to be in multiplication on Saturday, with your
That's
upcoming
right.
your vision board workshop happening this coming Saturday. Share with us more about what was your desire and your hope and goal for this weekend.
I just want people to have fun
Mm-hmm.
while setting themselves up for 2024, reviewing 2023, making an audit of it, seeing what you're happy with, what you could have done better, and what you can amplify in the new year. And I've been doing the vision board, doing vision boards for past 5 years, and I've found them to be amazing and to be guiding. You know, I do them also. My children also do them,
Nice.
and I've broken them up into subsections like spiritual part, the financial aspect, the like business aspects, different aspects, and then a checklist, and you write down stuff that you want to happen, and it happens. I mean, when you write down stuff, you remember it and you're seeing it in your face. It becomes like you're doing board. It's
Ah,
a
you're
reminder.
doing board.
You're
I
doing
like
board.
that.
Like, I've had someone in 2021. I did a vision board virtually during COVID, was it? And there were about 10,000 views on it.
Wow.
And I've been getting testimonials since the vision board events I've been doing. One person lost 60 pounds. She said she put a photograph her before, and then after that she put a after. She put a space for her after. She lost 60 pounds in 1 year. Another one, actually, my sister, she did a vision board 2 years ago, and she put a specific amount she wanted to make, and she put 3 times what she was making. That's what she put. I want X million rand. I want to make 3 times what I'm making, and I want to be debt free. And it's happened that this year it came to pass. The exact amount and more. The exact amount was the base, and then there was supplemental above the exact amount she put, and she got another opportunity. And then someone else was a stay-at-home mom who had been going through a divorce, had gone to NYU, and did not know where to start from after her divorce, and she was frantic. And then her family was like, "Oh, I don't think you've got it together." And then she had high achieving family members. She eventually has gotten a business which is grossing 7 figures, and she bought a $1 million home. I mean, but those are big examples. But even small things like you want to purchase a house, it doesn't matter how much it is, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to be debt free, and you want to pay off all your student loans or things like that. Or you want to be able, someone put, they wanted to read the Bible the whole year, and it
Oh,
came
that's
to
a good one.
yeah. So I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be, yourself, so you know
Yeah.
what you want to accomplish. So you write that, or you want to get married. to and on by September. You know,
Oh.
so those are the things you put. What goals you want. Don't don't peg yourself to someone else's dreams, but your dreams,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's okay. Yeah.
I think it's amazing. So if you are in New York City,
So yeah, we're
if
having
you
this event at Gypsy Rose
Mhm.
in Manhattan, in Chelsea, and it's exciting. I'm looking forward to also it being a networking event.
Yes, so you definitely want to check it out with Busie Matsiko, ladies and gents. Vision board workshop this coming Saturday. Gypsy Manhattan is when it's. What time is it starting, Busie?
Gypsy Rose. So it's at Gypsy Rose in a bistro in Manhattan, and it's starting at 1 p.m. on December 9th.
Okay, December 9th, 1 p.m. at Gypsy Rose in Manhattan is where you should be on Saturday. Of course, Busie, before I say goodbye, we have to wrap up the show. But what is next for Busie? I know you're going to be joining us in studio soon, soon, soon. But I would like to close this off with you sharing what's next. 2024 is coming in around the corner. What can we expect from you
Let's
this
keep
coming
it
year?
exciting. Business at the shops, I never know.
That's the
So
best answer. That's the best answer because now we are on our toes. We are wondering what's
I don't
next.
even know, but I will write some of it on my vision board. That's why I want to write it on my vision board. I want to challenge myself on, yeah. But you know what? Let me put it out there. I want to challenge myself financially
Mm.
to move into yeah,
Okay. You've put it out now. So
seven
it's
figure range.
you know what they say when you put something out, then either you
Yes,
do it in a
seven
vision board
figures.
or you
Yeah,
say it.
multiple seven figures.
This will be your evidence. You when it happens, you're gonna pull up this interview and be like, I said it. Now it's happening.
And
I
having
told
other people, you know what? And other people saying the same thing, that they're
yes.
happy with the moves they made, personal
Yes.
moves they made.
I love it. And I'll be there at the housewarming
And
and
have
I'll be
fun, right? Let's
celebrating.
have fun.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Oh man. Thank you so much, Wusi, for coming on the show. I know we were trying to make sure this happens today.
Yes,
So
thank you
thank
so much,
you.
Buyo. You're always a pleasure, a joy. It's a
Thank you. Have a
pleasure.
fantastic day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
And that's all we have in store for you at home. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. I did promise you an amazing show, and Wusi served us exactly that, giving us a little bit of insight on the global journey and how you at home as well can map your journey to success through a vision board. If you are in New York City, as I said, make sure to check out Wusi on social media. And of course, make sure to attend the event this coming Saturday, December 9th. From me and Wusi to you with so much love, it's goodbye. Have a fantastic one.
Keep dreaming.
We'll see you. Keep
Never give
dreaming.
up. Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.